Greetings guys, a warm welcome to you all. Hey, thank you for joining me. Sagittarius, this is your reading for August. Hey, welcome to any new viewers and thank you for joining the channel. And as a reminder guys, for all of you who already are subscribers, hit that notification button. You can hit it as hard as you like, but it does enable you to see any of the new. Then you won't miss any of the monthly astrological readings or any of the other uploads I do, such as some of the meditation or other oracle readings. Now, this reading, as I say, is for August. We are using these three different decks of cards. These two are tarot. This one uses the chakra energy, which is about color infusion, as well as the chakra parts of your body, which are like a Merkaba energy that we can enhance and bring into our lives to help create more energy and more pathways and all sorts of different things about the chakras that can be activated and utilized. This one is an oracle deck, very similar to tarot, but it has a slightly different flair on things. We'll be looking into the realms of relationships, health and career overall, and there's no set format as to how we do that. Now, we're just coming out of the July phase, which has been very, very active astrologically. We had the 2 lunar eclipses. In fact, I'm uploading this video on Friday the 12th of July, and the second eclipse is about to happen on the 16th. So we're still technically merging through all that energy, but as we move into August, we will have had these 2 eclipses. They are very active, they're quite profound, and a lot of people will be finding strange energy transactions taking place. Some astrological signs more so than others. But eclipses always open up the part of our lives that we have either not been aware of, or we have been hiding about, or like trying to avoid certain situations or feelings or emotions or directions. But the eclipses open us up and make us face them. So as you move out of them and into August, you could find yourself in a different direction than you anticipated, or feeling a little bit differently than the beginning of the year. So I have shuffled the cards. What I'm going to do now is just cut the deck, and then we will work from there and see whatever comes up. So, and again, I'm a bit random when I cut things. Who knows how they end up? But as I say, it doesn't matter. What's meant to be is meant to be. Oh, I see that moon popped out. And we have been talking about the moon just right now, about the eclipses, and of course the moon affects eclipses. The first one we had on July the 2nd was the solar eclipse with the new moon, and on July the 16th it is the full moon lunar eclipse. So, okay. So Sagittarius, we've got this moon here, and it came from the second deck. I was sort of starting with the deck on this side, so I'm going to pull a card from here as well and just see how the moon merges in with that message. But traditionally the moon talks about our intuition, our emotions, bringing balance into situations, sometimes doing things at night in the cover of a nighttime, so a hidden perspective of life. And again, that's what I was mentioning in regards to the eclipses, bringing out hidden agenda. This card can sometimes turn up when things like affairs are going on, or relationships where someone isn't actually available completely. They may be involved with someone else, or there may be something that keeps them from being fully available to either yourself, or vice versa, yourself to them. Now, sometimes a Cancer person or a Scorpio or Piscean might be involved because of this water energy, and the moon is very fluid and also quite feminine. It has a lot of feminine energy in it as well. Now, the other thing about that card, I see 2 dogs there, so sometimes this can relate to messages about your pets in the month of August. For some of you, there could be things that crop up with your pets one way or another. Some of you could be getting new pets or saying goodbye to old ones. And there's also the possibility that these can be spirit guide workers with you as well. So let's see what comes first off this deck. Now you can see by looking at this that the edges of the cards are orange, and for instance traditional tarot doesn't have edges around the deck. So we know that we're working in the sphere of the orange realm, which is the the sacral chakra area, which is sort of through here in the body. Now it's very much centering on and around the sex organs, so there's a lot of creativity, passion and fire that's involved in the sacral chakra area. It's also very much about emotions as well. So we've got a lot of emotional stuff happening here between the moon and the Two of Coins. Now, if we look at it here, this card also is represented a little bit in the night time. It looks dark at night. There's water in it as well. There's also water in this card, and it appears to be there's two boats here representing the Two of Coins, and the boats are moving and traveling. So these cards tied in together may represent moving or traveling through emotional perspectives or dynamics, or something to do with this chakra energy point of the body through this part here. There could be movement here. Now, given that the emotions that are often tied up with this can be extremely creative, because it is also the seat of creativity, if you like, for us. It's where our passions can be fired up, and the realm of ideas and creative possibilities can be birthed from this area, just the same as a human being is also birthed from that area of our bodies. So that's why it can be so creative. This could indicate that you are feeling creative, or you are feeling movement around these things, emotions or passion or fire. Something might be firing your belly up, whether it is a romantic liaison or a love affair, or something to do possibly with a career as well, because that's what the coins can represent. They could also represent an earth sign person in your life one way or another. Now, sometimes when this card comes about, there is the opportunity for changes in your career. Sometimes it's a promotion or heading in a new direction. And sometimes it's even sailing overseas, literally per se, going to a new place for a career choice or option, or because of something that is passionately pulling at you that might still be a little bit hidden, or you have been keeping secret one way or another. So this card is about turning your back on something in the past and heading into a new direction because of this passion or fire or desire that seems to be around. Let's pull another one. The man holding the coin. We've now got two coins or three coins that have turned up. So money or finances could be playing a role in this passion or fire or decision, or something that's perhaps been going on in the background. This could even be negotiations that have been taking place for some of you about a potential job or potential financial change, or even a change in your home or your paradigm or your thinking one way or another. And it could relate to your career or to something about the way you structure your finances or deal with them. This guy here can sometimes be considered like a new boss or employer. He could also be someone you are partnering up with in terms of a business opportunity. So some of you might have been, as I said, in negotiations, talking to people about some sort of business. Now, if you have been, just do your due diligence very carefully, because sometimes this is not all it seems. That's the warning message for the moon. Now, this guy here, although generally he bodes quite positively, I've never been that keen on the look on his face. He almost looks as though he could be up to a little bit of trickery or skullduggery. Maybe it's just me, just what I'm seeing in his face. I'm not too sure about what he's doing with his hand on that coin either. It almost appears as if he's handing you the coin, but he's actually holding it quite closely to his chest. For some of you, this could be a lure. Like he might be luring you into something. Now, then this is just, because this is a general reading, I can't really specifically say if this is directed at anyone or not, but this is coming up in my mind at the moment. If any of you out there are women, and probably slightly older woman, it could be younger, so be careful for all of you. If any of you have been involved in like online dating or meeting people, and it might have been for romantic reasons, hence this sacral chakra area, and you might have got quite passionately fired up with this potential person, but just be very aware of the scams in life, because there are a lot of people out there who are ripping off a lot of women, and sometimes older women. Sometimes it's not even romantically inclined. It can be scams about financial investment. Now, I know it's quite a big issue here in New Zealand even, and we're seeing a lot of the elderly people in New Zealand being ripped off, often through phone calls. So they don't even necessarily meet the person, and they form these seemingly quite good relationships with a person like this who talks to them about money and finance and investment, but in the background all this hidden agenda stuff has been going on. So some of you might be about to come across this type of energy, so be very careful who it is you take on board, and do your due diligence, and don't hand over money or get yourself into a relationship about someone that you're not entirely sure about. Like, really check people out. It's that simple, because there's a lot of rogues out there nowadays. There just are. And there's rogue men and women, not just men. But for others of you, this is like an opportunity, a job opportunity. Some of you may be considering shifting, moving state, and taking up new employment. And for some of you, this guy could be doing something with your money, like a tax man or a lawyer who is sorting out something, sometimes preparing for something like a divorce or a separation as well. So your money is tied up in something that you guys are doing with relationships at the moment, and for some of you it's careers as well. Well, you know, a beautiful card. We're still kind of in this sacral color, even though we're a little bit of a deeper orange. We've moved from the base chakra slightly up into the sacral. So we're still in this whole feeling of passion, fire, energy, emotion, desires, ideas, concepts. But the warning is that this is a major arcana, not dissimilar to this one, but this one is all about balance. So moderating things in your life and applying balance, and I would say again, due diligence. So that's what Temperance teaches us. Now, she's very much an angelic host, and before I started your reading, guys, I looked up at a picture I have in my room, and of all things, it's a glass frame, and I think the glass needs a bit of a clean. But on it, I noticed all these little sparkles, and I went, why am I looking up in the stars for Sagittarius? And then I realized, oh my gosh, as I say that, look at these two cards. They have little sparkles all over them, like little stars. And then I realized that when I saw the sparkles or stars or whatever on my picture in the room, that I was looking up celestially into the heavens, and I knew that you would get angelic cards coming in that you could utilize for your month. So the angel energy of Temperance is guiding you to induce balance around decisions, energies, emotions, and people who are in your life for August. Now, these people might be really impacting after the eclipse, okay? So do utilize the balance and utilize all these potential celestial helpers that are around. Yeah, so let's see who else and what else is coming. So the Five of Cups talks, you know, again about leaving something behind, moving away. This is often things that affect us at the heart level, even though this is in the blue chakra, which is the throat, which is about communication. So this can often be seen to walk away from something that you feel hasn't been investing fairly in an emotional perspective of your life. So it often involves relationships, but it can be, for instance, a job that you might have been working in that you have felt has let you down, or that it hasn't backed you up, or there hasn't been enough fire and passion and ideas and stimulation and growth to keep you there. So we see she has her back to us tentatively, and she has her back to us here. So there's this feeling of walking away from something that affects you emotionally, but it's going to be for the better, because we can see that we're leading into some sort of future change, growth, movement. So don't be too worried about whatever it is that you are leaving. This 10 of Pentacles is a beautiful card to receive. It's very much about family support. It's very much again about money. Now, the 10s represent sometimes the end of a cycle. So it might have been that you were ending some sort of cycle within either a relationship or a career or an advancement or a prospect or a direction. And that's why we have got this feeling of moving on, but tempering it, you know, making sure that you make the right choices at the right time. This can represent family members in particular, and people who support you or you can go to for help. Sometimes they can loan you finances, or they can financially bolster you. I don't actually think that he is a family member, but these ones are. He may be someone who's done your books and says, look, you need to borrow or find $30,000 for this startup business idea you've got. Because Sagittarians, you guys are actually really adept at starting your own businesses and being entrepreneurs. So, and this is the timeline in life at the moment where we have the opportunity to manifest so much of what we think. So I have a favorite saying, and it's called thoughts become reality. So whatever it is we are thinking or firing up or being passionate about, we can bring into this timeline and manifest quite quickly. And oftentimes we need the help of others to do that. So definitely with people are around, you've got ideas on your mind, you've got movement on your mind, and some of it you're contemplating, you know, were there things out of balance, relationships or feelings within jobs that you feel, you know, it's time to walk away and move on, and somebody could be there to help represent the move or to harness it or to just give you overall acknowledgement of your protection, if you like, or support. Yeah, wow, no surprises with this one. It matches perfectly all this movement that you're contemplating over here. And the Two of Coins often also represents feelings of coming and going. So it's, and we've got another 2 again. So the 2s are playing a role in the energy, and 2 is always about balance, I might add, which is what the Temperance was telling us. So there might be a feeling of things coming and going, including your emotions in this month of August. And since I'm doing this reading from July, you might feel these energies starting to kick in right now type thing. But just bear in mind that when we get these 2s and we're starting off on these new journeys, the energy or the feeling or the emotions, the money, the offers, the feeling of euphoric and happiness and excitement can often just be tempered again by worry and possibility of non-success, or why am I doing this type thing. So it's all about balance and having faith and starting this new journey that you're walking out on. So that's really cool. Oh, and we're continuing the message. So I think as you guys walk into July and August, you are walking into the beginning of the rest of the year, even though it's quite late in terms of the months of the year. But somehow this takes you even further than 2019, because these type of journeys here, and even this one, are taking you on a different direction than you were headed. So when we come across these points in life, and I was just emailing someone about this earlier, one of my clients, when we come across these pathways or junctions that alter the direction that we were going, these are the true times of change that when we look back, when we're much older, we can go, my God, I see exactly where my life changed and how it did. And the decision I made at that point in time to take the new road or take the high road or walk through the gate and explore gave me this whole new life. So that's how profound these cards and energies and timelines can be in your life. This garden in the gate is almost identical to the journey. This is a young girl here standing in quite a happy place in her locked-in garden where there's beautiful butterflies and flowers and the gifts of harmony and the blessings of nature, you know, the gifts of the universe. But she has a key around her neck and she needs to unlock this gate to go out walking, to see what is beyond the crest of this hill and start the journey of her life. So there's two cards side by side that are inviting you to take the key from your neck, unlock or open the gate and start the journey out. Very powerful message for you guys if you're ready to do it. Because there's no point doing these journeys unless we are ready to take the risk. And sometimes that's what the moon card can reference as well. Yeah, isn't that interesting? The Four of Cups is a little bit very similar to this. There's this girl standing here looking a bit pensive about, oh, should I, shouldn't I? And this person here in a garden, you know, a beautiful garden with all the trappings and a hill in the background, very similar. So more messages that are similar for you. Looking out into the distance, pondering, should I bother? And sometimes when we're in that mood, should I bother, you're not necessarily ready. You may not necessarily have seen what it is you're meant to see or come across the thing that will unlock the gate yet. So timing for you guys, for some of you, it's not quite there. You are still pondering or waiting for something else to turn up, whether it be an energy, a relationship, a job offer, a health situation, money, I don't know. But if you're not fully ready, then you have to find out why. And you have to seek to resolve that before you open the gate. So this card is often about the grass is not always greener on the other side, and that sometimes we have a lot surrounding us at home, but we need to fathom all that out. So even though journeys are there for some of you and the moving on is undoubtedly even started, especially for this perspective, some of you are still here. And it will take your own self-exploration and a little bit more digging to find out what it is you need to do, whether you either choose to stay in the garden or find the resolution and the peacefulness within yourself to decide to make the journey and head out. I can categorically clarify my own life where a very big decision was made many years back that completely altered my life to the degree that if I went back now and thought how my life would have been, I'm not joking, it is so different that I'm not even the same person. And actually that's a really cool thing. It was a friend of mine not long ago that sort of asked that question. She said, what would your life be like if there was something that you hadn't done? And I so enjoyed asking myself that. And I think it's a really valuable self-therapy tool that you can utilize yourself. So sit down when you've got some quiet time and say to yourself, where is it in my life where I did something that was extremely unexpected than what my life probably would have been? And then go back in your mind's eye and see how much it's changed or what direction you've gone in or how different you are now. And that will explain quite a lot to you about why you're where you're at right now. With the Queen of Swords, oh, look at that, we have more dogs. And we had the dogs at the very beginning. So I'm really interested too if you guys could leave some comments about, your pets for the months of July and August. Are any of you getting new dogs, or is there something that crops up even in your day-to-day life that has a story about dogs? Even if it's friends' dogs or family members' dogs or cats, either or. But these dogs are really speaking. Now, the moon is about our emotions and our intuitive abilities as well, so our psychic ability, and keeping it in balance and being in tune and being a little bit psychic, and also being in the dream world and in the dream state and finding messages from that time. Now, the colour of this chakra card around here is the purple, which is right up here in the crown chakra and the third eye. And this is where we get our messages from the higher self, the celestial realm, from collective consciousness. And when we tune into that, we can find high design of life. We can find answers that take us to this new place or position or feeling. So the Queen of Swords could represent for some of you literally ideas, conceptual ideas or understanding about perhaps this passage or journey that you were embarking on at the very beginning of the reading. The Swords is always about communication, and she can be represented by an air sign person who is in your life, who is doing some sort of communication. For some of you, she could be yourself, like a rising sign or a moon sign that you have, and she's taking authoritarian control. Now, sometimes she does this through the art of communication, verbal or written, but she's very strong, she's nobody's fool, and she won't tolerate dowdiness or shonky deals or business cohorts or workers either. So she could be playing a role in the situations that are going on, or it could be you connecting with your higher self, with your psychic awareness and abilities, and coming up with something powerful that you communicate yourself through to other people, or you find this answer, or you sort out how to open the gate or why you need to open the gate. So there's all of those sort of things that can be connected there. I'm not even really going the way I thought I would with the reading. We're still tentatively in relationships, but I have a feeling that all of this here is covering off relationships, health and career, because they seem to have been interacted. So this Nine of Wands, look, it's about a card that says don't give up, keep going. If you've been butting your head against a brick wall for a while, whether it's in a career or a relationship or around an idea or project that you might have been wanting to put together, don't give up, keep going, because it's coming to its end. It's getting there. Just keep going. Some of you have literally got that message, and this could be around your health as well. Now I'm going to pull some specifically from a health perspective at the moment. Let's move into here. Contract. Oh damn, I kind of wish that had come into the first part that we were doing, which technically was relationships, although I feel as though career was quite tied into it. This contract is a card that could possibly tie all of these together in many, many ways. The contract can be a legal binding contract that is written up in a place of law, such as an employment contract, right? So it could be involving this guy. It can also be a contract that this energy of this Queen of Swords is bringing into play. So again, she could be a new employer. She could be a person you are going into partnership with one way or another at a personal level or a business level. And again, the contract is signed. Remember what I said about checking all things and documenting them and doing your due diligence. She could be all of this, moving states, immigrating, all sorts of things could be coming up with these combinations of cards all pulling in together. The contract also talks about balance. We've had balance in this card, we've had balance in this card, we've had balance in this one. There's a lot of times that you're being asked to balance either your decisions, emotions, energies, or relationships. So make that your passion and a goal for July and August then. Now, the other thing about the contract can be a karmic contract with a relationship. And I interpret this card in quite a unique way, but I often feel it's as if the contract may have come to a completion. So this is why you might be being prepared or leaving something that wasn't particularly balanced, or something is going on along these lines, like a liaison that's been hidden, or a relationship that's been not fully available for one reason or another. There has been possibly a contract that has tied you into it. Now, for some of you, you are freeing it up and you might move on because a karmic debt has come to its end and it's finished a service. For others of you, you could be moving into a karmic relationship that has created these kind of darker nighttime type energies, feelings of uncertainty, hidden agenda. You're hiding something from someone or someone else in a relationship that you have started is hiding something that is going on. But whatever the deal, when these come up, like these karmic contracts, they're just part of life that have to be dealt with and worked through. She can't see it all. She's blindfolded, so she knows to apply some sort of otherworldly balance. Wow, yeah. There's a whole tie going on in here for some of you about relationships and stuff going on, and you know, some of you will feel this very deep pull of like a soulmate, a twin flame pull, something that might be lightening you or creating like a strange feeling of unbalancing. You're like bringing unbalance into life, into your emotional state, and you'll be thinking, wow, like what is this person doing? Why do I feel like this? How is this happening? Because it's bigger than just you. It's bigger than the picture. It's tied into many eons of energetic connection that you might have had with a person. This Lovers card can represent soulmates, twin flames, karmic energy. It can represent thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of years of evolution between two souls and what has gone on for them. It can also represent businesses forming. Okay, so for some of you this is more business related than it is like an intimate relationship. But again, it could be that you were business partners many years back and you just have come together and thought, wow, I could just work with this person. I think things are going to be okay. And then you wonder, what is it that's going on between us? Why is there this thread? It's because of all this background stuff. And the eclipses might be bringing it forward or really propelling it into some sort of activation or energy or awareness, or signing the contract or breaking the contract. So an intense reading here for you guys, and I feel like we've spent so long on this, I really have to bring it to an end. You're going to have to feel into it personally, where it sits with you. Is it a personal, intimate relationship? Is it a potential business relationship? Is it with yourself? Is it your higher self? Are you connecting with? Are you walking away from someone that has perhaps not been treating you fairly? Are you involved with hidden agenda stuff going on that is perhaps slightly out of balance? Are you is it in your career sector? There's just so much opportunity here for all of these different messages. So thank you for tuning in, guys. I think you have a busy couple of months ahead that are going to lead to a new journey for a lot of you as 2019 ebbs on and into 2020. So thank you again for listening. Do check your ascending and moon signs and yeah, leave your comments. I love to read them all, and I'm sure the community really enjoy reading other people's comments as well. So thank you again. Much love, everyone. Namaste.